So now officially welcoming everyone to the new moon in Taurus group session. So thank you all for joining me in this adventure. And I'm just loving this Taurus energy because it's very grounding. And also, I would say, one of the things about Taurus is it's very sensual. It loves the senses. It loves the smells. It has Venus, the love of beauty, music. It governs our throat area, our mouth, our thyroid, like all aspects of the throat. And of course, when we're talking about our senses, our taste. And I correlate that, not necessarily in the Southern Hemisphere, but I correlate that with spring for me because, all these little plants and the food starts to come up and it's so fresh. And I'm a gardener, so I'm out there and I'm very excited to be picking my asparagus and my lettuce. I don't know how many of you are gardeners, but for me, that's just such a joy at this time of year. So, and I don't see Sherry Carpenter. I did invite her because she hosted last night. Sherry Carpenter is a certified instructor of the BodyTalk system, and she hosted a BodyTalk Access refresher for people who had done her Access class with her, and it was just great. There's something about doing doing these group sessions. So it's one thing to do Access on ourselves. I'm not sure how many of you practice Access, but it's a wonderful self-care routine. And so Sherry did this refresher, but all of us doing it together as a group, it was quite profound. Like we were all yawning like crazy. But I don't actually see her. So I think I'm just going to wait it out because I wanted to just share. She's got an upcoming course, but I think I will wait for that. So let's begin. I'm not going to do a PowerPoint. I think that I'm just going to let the session speak for itself. I usually, focus on a theme, but of course, with BodyTalk, anything that comes up as the group's priority. And my sort of focus on these is that I'm not doing them for anyone. I mean, anyone can watch them afterwards, but really it is for who responds, not always in person, but because there is a matrix energy that forms that way, and it does tend to hone the focus. So I should introduce myself. I always forget to do that. My name is Linda Marlene Eales. I am a certified BodyTalk practitioner. I've been practicing I started studying in 2004, so I've been doing this for a long time. I practice full time, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to practice full time. And I've also coordinated many courses and had the opportunity to learn from many different instructors, including Dr. John Veltheim, as well as taken some courses. Mindscape is probably one of my favorite courses. Many of you are probably familiar with Mindscape. So I will often go into my Mindscape when I'm doing these courses. So I'm referring to that, and you're not familiar with that. It is a tool for accessing intuition. And I tend to be very visual, so I will sometimes bring in what I'm picking up at that level, but we'll see what the priority is. So, wherever you're at, if you would like to, I'm just going to check the chat because hi, everyone. I will also say thank you again to Leslie Deems, who joined me in the last session in collaborating. So that was really fun, Leslie. And I did want to share with you, I did get some great feedback from that. So I'm going to open the potential to seeing if there is another practitioner priority, because when I am doing these sessions, we tend to get a lot of practitioners that are joining in. Don't worry, I won't put you on the spot. If you don't want to participate, but your name comes up as a priority, that's totally okay. It probably wouldn't come up anyway. if you didn't want to participate, but you know, just in case, we'll see. So just be comfortable, take some deep breaths, and if you'd like to focus on what's happening for you and anything that you would like to see a new potential or change in, as we go into the session, you're welcome to either share that on chat or make a note of it yourself, just bringing in that awareness for the potential of change. So I'm going to now just take a few deep breaths myself and tune into the group energy. So I am going to use my Mindscape initially to access the group energy. And in one of the spaces I have in Mindscape, it's taking me to the observatory. And so this gives me, you know, the opportunity to look at the stars and the sense of space, and inviting the group energy into that space. So when I do that, I do get almost like a nervous type of energy. Lots of activity, and it seems to be at the mental level. So I'm just observing that, and then I'm going to go into the protocol, the BodyTalk protocol, and ask what the priority is to begin with. So there is an umbrella coming up. And so when I talk about an umbrella energy, it's like it sets a context for what's to come up in the first formula. And it is the 10th astrological house. I really wanted it to be the second house, but it's another earth sign. So the 10th house can be known as the career house. It is really, I mean, in some ways you could think of it as like the opposite of the second house. So they're very compatible. Taurus and Capricorn. So Capricorn, the 10th house, the main ruler is Saturn. So it is, as I said, an earth energy, and I'm just going to find out if I need to figure out if there's more details or focus here in this umbrella. And no, so it's the bigger picture of the 10th house. So encompassing our ambition, structure, organization. It can be, depending on, you know, what lens you're looking through, it can be paternal influence or like father influence in our lives, that relationship, but also sort of more paternalistic. So that kind of top-down structure. So that's the energy that is coming in for the context of this first formula. Okay, so the first thing that is coming in within this is the skeletal system. And it's a definition of the consciousness of life's framework. And it is further defined by the earth element. Subsessions, no, and then I'm going to link from there. And I'm linking into the joints and the larger joints of the body, those that shoulders, the hips, and the knees. And the priority is hydration of these joints. And it is defined by fluidity in mobility. And there is a satellite coming up in relation to these joints. And the satellite is of Venus. And the quality of harmony and harmony in the movement of these joints holistically. So it's like these joints not as separate areas of your body, but that they are part of this whole. And so this fluidity and movement in harmony. Okay, so this is linking me specifically into your hips. In the hip chakra, from a perspective of the hip chakras, so minor chakras, and a natural consciousness balancing of the hip chakras, of trusting in life's processes. And security in life's processes. Okay, so I'm getting a parallel on that first formula that is taking me into a circulation plug-in in the kidney 1 points at the base of your feet. So kidney 1, it's right at the very base of your feet, and its location really relates to that connection with earth, the ability to bring that earth energy into your body, as well as to be able to clear out excess energy in your upper body out into the earth. So it's not like a singular direction. It's this sort of two-way. It can serve you in both ways. So the circulation plug-in, I'm just going to see, I get a sense that there's like another level within this plugin that I need to focus in on. So it's coming up at like a physiological level of mineral absorption. So not only bringing that earth energy and that grounding in, but also bringing in and being able to extract minerals through that portal. Sheila, am I allowed to put you on the spot? I can. Great. Thank you. So yeah, great. So do you want to elaborate on that? Because I just was being called to ask you.
About kidney 1?
And this earth energy, like how this is the minerals, it seems to relate to the bones, this whole
kidneys rule the bones, right? So kidney bladder meridians are partners. So it's about water, it's about fluidity, it's about movement. And it's also about, so one of the best things you can do, especially once we start warming up, is go stand with your bare feet in the grass with the dew. Right? And I mean, we're connected to the earth. So there's a chakra, or I don't know how to call it. It's like our own personal little chakra in the earth under our feet. Right? And we bring up nourishment and it cycles around and we release the tension and we release our stress and our anxiety, and it just kind of bubbles and circles back around. And we can also use that earth connection to come up and attach to, like our 10th chakra, our 9th chakra, the chakras that are up here, and connect them, because that's the divine and Gaia together. So I'm not quite sure if you want anything else.
That's great.
Oh, okay.
Brings it really together. I was just really getting this sense of the movement of that I couldn't clearly articulate. And so you just really brought it together. Oh. How it also correlates with the first formula, which is in our bones and our joints, right? So I just felt that you would have the words for that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Great, thank you. Yeah, and the word nourishment, and it's just such a depth of nourishment. So it's the nourishment of the body to the nourishment of the spirit and that whole movement. So we're going to tap this formula in, and wherever you feel, the first area that came up was your whole skeletal system, your framework. So wherever you feel you would like to connect with your body in connecting with that focus, as we tap this in with deep breaths, tapping over your head, your heart, and navel. Thank you. Okay, so I just will come back to that 10th astrological house. And Saturn also governs our skeletal system. So Saturn is the ruler of the 10th house. So there may be something about that framework, that structure, that and part of the reason why that was coming in there. So I just wanted to go back into that for a moment, but we are closing that umbrella down, and I'm going to go into the next formula. Okay, so I am going into the chakras, and so I'm actually linking into your throat chakra, and then I'm going into like a subsession on the throat chakra, and so I'm going into this sub root chakra quality of your throat chakra. So the root chakra is your connection to family, your tribe, your security, your ability to manifest. and linking from the sub root, still within your throat chakra, to the power or solar plexus aspect of your throat chakra. So this is your center of confidence, your ability to ask for what you need and go out and get it, or attract it. So linking that root aspect into the power aspect of your center of self-expression. So there's a satellite that comes up with this, and it is the subtle sense of hearing, tuning into your surroundings in relation to this balancing. So tuning into what you want, what you wish to attract. So parceling this, linking the throat chakra to your solar plexus chakra. And I'm not getting any details on the solar plexus. So this is like, again, our receiving, our ability to take in and digest what life is offering to us. And we're going to tap this one out. So wherever you'd like your hands, throat to solar plexus. Leslie, how are you doing? Do you feel like doing a formula? Or are you tired today?
Is the innate saying that
I'm getting practitioner priority that it's not me.
is it me?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just get my cheat sheet so I feel more comfortable.
So one of the things that I was thinking, oh, okay, I thought it might take you a little bit. I was just going to go into.
No. Go ahead.
Right. No, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I want to hear what you have to say.
Well, I may have shared this at some point, but one of the first sessions I ever had in BodyTalk, and it was in 2004. It was with an instructor in a course that I was taking, and she linked my power chakra to my throat chakra. There were, of course, other links in the session, but the tone of my voice actually changed, and I started to sing and write songs. Like it just started to stream out of me. Like I'd be looking out the window, and all of a sudden I would hear this song and start singing this song about this little bluebird. You want to hear my bluebird song?
Yes.
You really do? All right. Have you seen my bluebird flying high on the blue sky? Have you heard his sweet sad song, why he flies away for so long? So this just came out of the blue. And there's more to it, but yeah, interesting, right? Right after this session. I mean, there were other things that happened too. So the power of this stuff is pretty interesting. All right, Leslie.
So I could share a little bit following this session. So at one point, I felt like just crying, which I think sometimes crying helps move that energy in general. I was just reading something recently about how the thyroid, or excuse me, the throat chakra. What was it? I can't even remember. Do any of you remember how specifically crying is related to communication, communicating?
No, but it's makes a lot of sense.
It
For
does?
sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, good. All right. So let's see. I'm going to actually take my watch. Okay. Permission's a priority. Permission to work on the group. Okay, we're ready here. So let's see. Okay. Okay, so I'm getting lymph. I'm going to write this down. Master controller, pubic crest, plus the whole box. So neck, clavicle, axilla, spleen, abdomen, groin, plus all joints. All joints? All joints, yes. So this kind of sort of makes sense to me because we're just working with joints. So let's see, are there details? Okay, and there is a parallel formula. So let's see what that is. Okay, so circulation of lymph within all joints. Down, a little more specific on lymph. Okay, and there is a satellite off of the circulation of lymph within all joints. Okay, musculoskeletal rehab of body parts, of all body parts. Okay, rehab of body parts. Okay, so we can tap that out. So I'm gonna have, I mean, you all hold intuitively where you like, but according to the formula, I'm gonna have you place your hand over your pubic crest, which is sort of over your urinary bladder area. And we're just gonna do some lymph stimulation. And if it feels right to do lymph stimulation on your side too, just gently waving your hands over the body, please do. And this is clearing lymph in neck, clavicle, axilla, spleen, abdomen, groin, but all joints. And it's the parallel formalized circulation of lymph within all joints with the satellite formula of rehab of body parts, all body parts. Okay, that is a completed formula. Practitioner is not a priority. Okay, so I guess I'm going to continue here for my next formula. So let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's better. Okay. So we're going into circulation of lymph within body parts. And parallel formula. Of circulation. Endocrines. Okay. So circulation of lymph within endocrines. Let's see, for the most specific endocrines. Oh, all endocrines. For the more specific. Okay, we can tap that out. So I'm gonna have, well, you can place your hand wherever you like. So we're working with circulation of lymph within all body parts. I would place my hand over my umbilicus for that, but because it's all body parts, just place your hand wherever. Well, actually, so normally you would place your hand over your lymph, so that would be the spleen, but it's circulation of all body parts. So just wherever you feel, I'm going to hold the spleen for the lymph for the group. And so this is circulation of lymph within all body parts with the parallel formula of circulation of lymph within all endocrines. Wow, moving a lot of lymph. Okay, I think for me, I'm getting, is further body talk a priority? No. Is practitioner a priority? Yes. Okay. So I think that's it for me. Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you very, very much.
My pleasure.
Oh, I just want to read something here from Paula. Thanks, Paula. Joints come up for me as the ability or lack of ability to stay flexible. Regarding mindful flexibility. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's interesting just how you built on the first formula and how, yeah, that continues to be a priority. So let's just tap in and so what's actually where I'm going now is into your 5 senses, and I'm not going into any specific sense. We're actually doing a 5 senses balancing, both the physical sense as well as the subtle senses. So certainly this can be a spring cleaning. One of the things we learn in BodyTalk, I'm pretty sure it's module 3, consciousness, when we're introduced to the 5 senses, is how we shape from such an early age, because we experience the world through our senses. We create beliefs about the world through our senses. So for example, a new baby, let's say they need a needle right away, and all of a sudden this pain is associated with the sense of touch and this new reality, and how that can create the world as a dangerous place through that sense of touch, and how that'll influence and cascade into other areas of their lives. Certain sounds that can be, I see this a lot, can be associated with a memory of, say, food. So someone's tone of voice as we're eating something, and so we think it's a food intolerance, but it's actually, even a song or certain frequency. So, when we're doing an overall 5 senses balancing, it's a really deep opportunity for shifting and clearing some of those sensorial triggers, both that can block our perception and to experiencing more of the present moment with less emotion. I'm sorry, Leslie, the 5 physical senses and the 5 subtle senses. So that subtle sense of touch, it's kind of interesting because I was doing a session on someone earlier today. And the sense of touch at that subtle level is also like feeling sick. It's like how we feel. So it can be the intuitive sense of being kinesthetic, of picking information up that way. So, but it can also be of, the feelings that we have inside, pain, pleasure, and then the intuitive sense or the subtle sense of hearing, as I just talked about, subtle sense of vision. So things that, can enhance our intuition, but things that can also, distort what we're perceiving. So it's a broader, and of course it's going to be unique and individual to everyone. And now I'm just going to see if I need or hear or tune into if any details are coming up. Okay, so I'm actually, what's coming up is that I'm parceling this. So it just showed up, the 5 senses balancing. There's like this parcel that's just come around this. And then I'm linking to your Wei Qi. And so the Wei Qi is that protective energy and, energy of synthesis. Like what do I want coming in and what do I need to keep out? Information, experiences. So it's like this 5 senses balancing is extending into your Wei Qi to help to discern, to help to clear distortions within your Wei Qi and how that actually plays into your 5 senses. So I don't know, it's like a very visual link is how it's coming in. So, and then supporting this is the energy of the gallbladder meridian and the movement of the gallbladder meridian. So I'm not getting details on that. I just get a sense of the speed of the gallbladder coming in to help to support this spring cleaning in a way, or this cleansing and balancing of your 5 senses and the 5 senses of your Wei Qi. So we're going to tap this one out. So the technique in BodyTalk, you can place your hand really just representing all 5 senses, lightly over your face. So sense of touch, taste, smell, sight, hearing, and anchoring that into your heart for individuation, and then linking and expanding that into your Wei Qi for bringing more balance, discernment, awareness into your sensory Wei Qi. So the gift of having a weak, so-called weak sense is that our other senses become stronger. We compensate, right? It's like, and I say that's a gift because it can really be a gift. It's not to say that the other sense doesn't have the potential of improving, but the gift is that you've cultivated these other senses. And that's all I'm getting, unless anyone has anything to add for the session. Oh, Jen. Oh, good. And did Sherry make it too? No. Hi, Jen. Hi. She wasn't able to make it. No, that's okay. Okay, so anyone else? Because I feel that that's the end of the session. Most of us are body talkers here. I am, I don't think Cher is here either. So I'm just, Jen, I'm not going to put you on the spot or anything like that, but I was sharing earlier about the access refresher that you and Sherry hosted last night, and that you do have a course coming up. So Sherry, so Jen, I'm just going to introduce Jen. Jen is the coordinator, and she's just so enthusiastic about Body Talk. Hi, Jen.
Hi there.
And it's really exciting to have you working with Sherry and supporting her. It's great. So you are hosting a class that is going to be, it's a Body Talk Fundamentals class, but it's going to be over 4 Saturdays in June.
That's right.
So just offering a different schedule for people that are looking for that kind of flexibility. So I just wanted to share that. So if anyone would like Jen's contact and is interested or knows somebody who's interested, just let me know and I'm happy to share that. Okay. Yeah, and then there is for those that are members of the IBA, you may already know about this, but there is a, Jen, that is a fundamentals course. Sorry, Leslie was asking me, it is a Body Talk fundamentals course, and it is offered on 4 Saturdays. And then there is an IBA mini conference, and it is, so for IBA, that's International Body Talk Association members, there is a mini conference happening on May the 25th. So again, if maybe I'll just send that out in my next email, that information for you, because that will be interesting. So I didn't actually look at the next full moon session. I don't know what's coming up, but we'll be doing another one in 2 weeks. And so because we get so many practitioners, I really am so grateful for you sharing your energy and your wisdom, because I know that I have the privilege of drawing a lot from that wisdom when I'm doing these sessions. If anyone else would like to participate or share at all, Deborah Donnelly, I know that you have a depth of knowledge in astrology. So if you ever even wanted to do a little introduction on something, then just let me know. I don't want to put pressure on anybody, but it's just such a gift to have so much wisdom together. So if anyone feels compelled to share, then just email me. Yeah. So, and we've got a lot of chats going on. So is that by Zoom also? The 25th. Yes, that is on Zoom. Let me just see if I'm going to share a screen here. I did, there it is. Where's that screen? There we go. Share. So that is the fundamentals workshop. I'm just not going to do a slideshow for this. And then mini members conference, and it's free and it's online. It's May 23rd. So that's next week, noon to 2 p.m. ET. And it's there are 2 certified Body Talk practitioners that are facilitating it, but they also practice something called Source Point. So Esther Veltheim, one of the founders of Body Talk, is just bringing in different practitioners to these mini conferences to share different modalities and how we use them within the system. So I thought it would be interesting for you that hadn't heard about it to just know about that one. So I'm just going to stop that share. There we go. Oh, elbow pain is gone, Catherine. Yay, wonderful to hear. Woohoo! This is why I love this so much, right? It's like, yay! Wow. So it was like right on what you needed. And that happened last week too. So, or 2 weeks ago. So thank you, Catherine. It's really nice that you could join us. And thanks everyone. So we'll stay in touch. My pleasure. Yeah. Thank you, Leslie, for sharing as well. Thank you. Oh, Sheila, you're still there. So Sheila also works in traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture and has just a wealth of knowledge. So thank you all, and look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. Mwah. Bye for now.